my friends, people of the KH crew. How are we doing? Welcome to the stream. We're in here. We're ready to go. Got the horns blaring.
God damn, I hurt my ears.
I'm sorry, Chris.
I'm joking. It is quiet.
So, ladies and gents, today is the No Filter call-in show where you guys get to call in and talk with us about any of the topics that we're going to be talking about regarding Chelsea. Feel free to do so. The link is pinned to the top of the chat. You'll find it there. Just make sure you get yourself set up before you come here, and then I'll let you in from backstage and all that stuff. You guys are probably experts and already know how this all works, but I have my co-host here with me, my friend, the only one, the real one, Chris.
Yep.
How you doing, my friend?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Had a decent day, I guess. Yeah, I'm just doing all good,
Here you go, man. As always, that's what we want. We want real Chris to be doing good. I don't know if Chris, have you ever been doing bad, and I've spoken to you? I don't feel like
you fake it. You fake it.
You fake it. I've seen real Chris get mad, sorta, kinda, not really. Real Chris likes to argue.
It's a fake mad.
I've seen real Chris argue a lot. That's about it, though. I've never seen you get mad.
Not like a serious argument.
I don't know, man. You take a lot of the footballing debates pretty seriously, Chris.
No, you think I do, but I don't. I'm smiling behind the screen.
I think you do.
I'm always smiling.
You do. Sure. But, ladies and gentlemen, as always, make sure you smash all the buttons, smash that like button, help us get that algorithm going and working for us. Make sure you subscribe if you're brand new to the channel, hit that bell notification so you don't miss when we're going to be going live, and also make sure you leave a comment down below, make some friends in the comments, let us know what you think, let us know your opinions, let us know your thoughts, let us know what you think about Chris's dead opinions, all that good stuff. I'm kidding, Chris. Yep. What's going on, Gabriel? Welcome. And yeah, guys, if you want, if you want to send in a super chat, we'll read your super chats. That super chat option is available for you at the bottom little icon of the chat. And super thanks for you guys watching in the future is also an option for you available. And we'll read those comments in the future videos. After it doesn't matter. Anyways, I'm bottling this, guys. So, Rayan, what's going on, brother? How you doing? Maybe Chelsea is finalizing all our targets and going after them all in one swoop. Maybe. But I guess let's go ahead and start this show off, Chris, with I guess the one thing that everyone's kind of panicking about, which is the pace of our transfer window right now, man. I don't know. How do you feel about it, Chris? You let them know, man.
I'm not worried because it's been like a week since the transfer window been open. So I feel like Chelsea fans should calm a little bit. Don't panic until maybe the last few weeks and we ain't signed no one. But I think Chelsea are trying to get that Kounde deal done. And apparently, Dembele can't be signed until July the 1st. Apparently so. So you gotta wait for that. Kounde, I think he's definitely coming. We're looking at probably another centre back like De Ligt or Koulibaly, Gabriel Jesus we're looking at as well.
Yeah.
I think I think Kounde and Dembele is definitely 100% coming to Chelsea, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't need to worry about them. But yeah, I'm not so worried. I don't think. I'm not sure about you, but
I'm on the fence about it because, part of me, I understand why the fan base is worried. I think everyone still has PTSD from that Conte transfer window where we just got trash players and didn't really help the manager in any way. Mind you, Tuchel has been very patient with Chelsea. I just don't want to test that patience. You know what I'm saying, Chris? I don't... We've heard the horror stories of Tuchel when he's not happy and all that stuff. And this is a manager that has done so much for the club. I don't want to upset him. I really don't. I want to satisfy him as best as possible. Make sure we get all the transfers in for him that he needs so that this team can improve, especially with the formation that we have, especially with the fact that we have all these center backs leaving and such. So that's part of it for me. But the other part of it is exactly what you said. I mean, the window only just opened up a week ago. I know that with the whole Dembele situation, from what I've heard from sources, is that Dembele has to essentially wait until his contract is over with Barcelona in July to be a free agent, and then we can sign him. Yeah. As far as the other signings too, Kounde, we'll talk about that a little more detail. He has an injury, but we're basically waiting on Sevilla for that one. And then who was the other one, Chris, that you said?
Dembele, like on the free, I think that one's gonna be done like by July. Somewhere in July.
Yeah, that'll be done by July.
I think he wants to come to us as well.
You had said another player, didn't you? You said Dembele.
Oh yeah,
or did you say Dembele and Kounde?
The 4 player. I think the 2 players I'm confirming. I'm 100% confirming Kounde and Dembele. I think they're 100% coming to Chelsea, and I'm thinking about maybe Gabriel Jesus for 40-something million.
Okay.
And I think that's not bad for Chelsea to sign because you know he can play right wing, he can play left, he can play strike, he can interchange. So he isn't a clinical striker, player. So you know he doesn't exactly improve Chelsea for scoring, but he does improve Chelsea slightly.
Gotcha. we got the man, the myth, the legend, the historical Leicester fan, Velvishon. This is the call-in show, guys. So people are just gonna come in and out, and it is what it is. But Velvishon, what's going on, brother? How you doing?
What's this historical Leicester? What are you on about?
Look, I can't defend Kai's joke. I'm not original enough to make my own jokes, but it does make sense. You guys only won the Premier League once in the past, what, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years?
30. Well, it took him 30 years to win the Premier League. Yes.
I'm just messing Velvishon.
No, you're mousing.
Oh, and here we go. We got Hassan as well. What's going on, boys?
What's going on there? Let's go on.
I got Hassan. We're getting an echo from you, I think. Oh no, we're good now. Okay, Velvishon, do you think Chelsea are moving too slow, or do you think people are just overreacting, man?
I mean, it's still early. Like
it is, right?
The window doesn't close until like August. Like just because I feel like it's the fans that saw Liverpool and City make their like quick signings and they thought, oh, why we're not making the signings. But reality is it's going to take time. It's not going to happen quickly. You have to be looking at the targets. It'll take a while. So I don't think it's anything to panic. The only time you panic is if in the final day you don't have those replacements in. Because for what I'm seeing from you guys need centre backs, a new midfielder, and a forward.
Yeah, you got a pretty.
Do you think the midfield is as important as our defense and attack, though?
But your midfield is very injury prone, so you need someone that's fit.
We got Conte, who gets injured a lot. Yeah, Jorginho did have a couple of injuries, but I think just because he played so much, and Kovacic did pick up a couple of injuries. I do agree, but he doesn't normally get injured.
But also because he played a lot, you know. Here's now that I think about it, and then we'll
Billy Gilmore,
we'll bring it to. And Gallagher too. Don't forget Chris. And Gallagher, who I think, correct me if I'm wrong, guys in the chat. I think Gallagher just got offered a contract extension, so that's a plus for him. I'll say this point, and then we'll go to Hassan and see what he has to say about it. But I think what's part of the reason why Chelsea fans are panicking is because Spurs have been taking advantage of the window and have been really quick with their signings. And a lot of the signings that they have been getting have been signings that we've been linked to. So far, Perisic, now they're in talks with Jesus apparently, and now also they're also in talks with who's the guy we were just talking about? Oh, Bissouma. They just got Bissouma for 20. That's a bargain. Holy shit! Like this brings me into the next thing I want to discuss today, which was the whole midfield dilemma. It's pretty much confirms that we're going to be going in for Rice. Which, look, again, we talk about the price and all that. As a player, I think Rice is a very solid player. When you watch him play for West Ham, I think people have been misinterpreting Rice. Watching him play for England versus how he plays for West Ham, two totally different animals, to be honest. Two totally different animals. You see Rice play at West Ham, he's pretty fucking fantastic. I'm not going to lie, and I can't deny it anymore. It's just the price of it is not worth it for me. you see how much Basuma went for, who is more experienced, who you could argue is a better DM than Rice. Maybe fulfills a different role, but you see Basuma for the price that he's going for. That's a bargain. That's a steal, and he's solid, and he's going to improve that Spurs team. Huge, and that would have improved us, and we maybe should have gone in for him quicker, but it seems like we're competing with Spurs. So, Hassan, do you think that maybe that's part of the reason why the fan base is panicking? Maybe that's why the fan base is saying, look, man, we're moving too slow. By the time we start making moves, all the players are going to go to our competitors.
I think that's probably one of the reasons why they are, being in a rush, because we've just seen Tchouaméni go, we've seen Kamara go to Villa, we've seen Bissouma, Tchouaméni, Kamara, Bissouma, all three of our targets potentially have gone. Besides Rice, who is the left of our targets? You can't think of many.
It's not. There's not many. You can probably say like Koulibaly is still left, who we don't know if he's going to be even leaving Napoli. You could argue Jesus is still left, but he might be going to Spurs. We don't know yet. It's competitive out there. Sangare, thank you, Ray. Sangare is still left. It's fucking competitive out there, man. It's.
Well, what about Declan Rice?
Well, other than Declan Rice,
there's NDD as well, but we don't know the situation. And most likely, Leicester's probably going to keep someone like him anyway. So, unless we're going to have to spend 50, 60, probably 70 on a DM.
Yeah, there's another one.
Yeah, or 100 million on Declan Rice.
What was that, Velbashon?
There's another player in the Ray just mentioned it, Ibrahim Sangare from PSV.
Yeah.
He's a very good player.
Yeah.
I've heard about him, but yeah, not watched him.
I need to actually look into him because I've been hearing a lot about him, and at this point, there's been heavy links.
How much is he worth?
I have no idea. Does anyone know?
25 to 30 mil.
Yeah, then I would take that risk, even though I've not watched him. I just heard of him. That's about it. So yeah, for 30 million, and yeah, I'd take. I'm very disappointed we didn't get like Basuma though. Basuma for 20 something million.
Bro, we could have got Tchouaméni for 31, but we fucked up on that. We could have just bought him and loaned him.
Tchouaméni pissed me off as well.
I mean, Tchouaméni did piss me off too, but when you think about it though, like, what were people telling us when we were trying to go for Tchouaméni the first time last season?
It was about 40.
Telling
it was the maximum I think they were willing to accept was 40. It was around 30 to 40. But we didn't know right now because of how sick he was playing. And I remember he got like a best DM in La Liga or something. Not La Liga, Liga. Sorry. And his price skyrocketed. His price skyrocketed to like double, like 80. So we fucked up there.
You know what? If Perchek sees someone from the French league again and said, okay, go get him, we should listen. Like, he got Mendy, he said Tchouaméni. I feel like we should listen to him when it comes to the French league. I think he knows it.
Yeah, he was the one. He was the one that was saying, "What's it called? Buy him, then loan him back for a year, let him develop."
But okay.
Like the Liverpool with Keita, they kept and us and Pulisic actually. We've done it ourselves, so yeah, they should have done that.
Yeah, with Keita, we bought him in Jan and just loaned him to Leipzig.
Yeah, okay, I see your point, guys. I mean, that is pretty smart. We should have just bought him and loaned him back.
It's an unknown, so you never know. Like, because really that season, that was his like breakthrough season. That's when he was like doing he basically like Darwin Núñez, like what he did in the first season.
Just a bit cheaper though. Just a bit cheaper. That's I would say that like half the price.
Well, this goes to show too that we really do. I think more importantly than all of these signings and all of these positions that we need to fill, more importantly is the fact that we need a director of football. We really do. I think without that director of football, we have almost like no guidance or no real like head to lead these signings and really make a decision and a just I can't find the word right now, but just someone to take action on these signings when they're, you know, at their most what is the word I'm looking for? I can't find words today, guys. I'm sorry. But just taking advantage of good signings at good prices when they're available. Taking opportunities when they're available, which we should have taken the opportunity on Tchouaméni. We should have taken the opportunity on Basuma and all that. And now here we are.
Kamara was a
twiddling
free
our
as well,
thumbs.
150k a week.
Who?
Kamara, Boubacar, Kamara.
Yeah, that's
So
another
that's-
player that we were sort of linked with that we didn't take advantage of. Mind you, we still have some good signings in there that we've taken advantage of, but there's plenty of bad signings in there too. Which, all right, this leads me to the next thing I wanted to discuss today is the future of our midfield. And okay, since the whole Basuma thing, this kind of just leaves us with the only option of signing being Declan Rice. Now, I kind of want to hear Velvishon's perspective on this because I haven't heard like a Liverpool fan's perspective on Declan Rice or what he thinks of him and all that. But before we could do that, here's the thing about Declan Rice. Like I said over and over again, and I think most of us here agree. Good player, overpriced. Now, will he come into this team and will he do bits? I would like to believe he will. I would like to believe he's okay. Now, if we don't sign Declan Rice this season, if we don't, in this transfer window, if we don't sign Sangare, there's also the option of having Ethan Ampadu, Billy Gilmore, Conor Gallagher, and we don't know what's going to happen with Ruben Loftus-Cheek and some other players that we have within our ranks still lingering around. So those are options as well. Maybe the DM could wait another season. I don't know. Velvishon, what do you think about this whole Rice situation and our midfield situation in general?
I think Rice is a very good player. It's depending on what you guys are doing next season. Are you playing as a double pivot? I think you are going with a double pivot, so I think Rice as the one to hold the midfield. I think it'll be a very good signing, but as you said, very overpriced. But the problem is, who's there out in the market as a DM, which is cheap? Like Sangare is only the cheap one. Like there's no one really else that is cheap in the market for a DM. For him, is a high risk. It's a high risk, high reward. Because if you pay the money, it's like I'll compare it to Van Dijk. When we paid 75 million for him, people's like, oh, he's overpriced. It turns out it's probably our best signing in the club era. So it's about taking a risk, really. Do I think
I hate the risk part.
Do I think Rice would improve Chelsea? I think he will. I think he'll improve Chelsea a lot. I always say this for every footballer: availability is the best ability. If you're available for majority of the season, then you're fine. How we won the Premier League and Champions League is having Wijnaldum as being available for every game because this guy is never injured, and that's why he's our most used player under the club era. So having that player,
I thought it was Henderson.
now Henderson's now overtaking him, but at that time Wijnaldum was the most used player. Now Henderson's
Then there's the
overtaking.
2.0 Lukaku. That's gem.
I wouldn't say 2.0 because
We don't know yet.
Proven that Rice is playing in the Premier League and he's been doing it consistently. Whereas Lukaku, he's had a few good seasons, but oh, he's talking about Nunes. Oh wait, Jim.
Yeah.
I was talking about Rice. I was like, oh my, no. Okay, we'll see, Jim. But anyway.
It is a bit of a risk, though. I will say, like, signing Nunes for that much is a risky move. And I said that to one of my friends. I'm not going to say shit because he did have a good season.
No, I'm not going to say shit either. We'll see what happens with him.
I will be, like, curious how well he played in the Premier League.
He's got high praise from Luis Suarez, so he's going to be good.
Could be PR, though. Yeah, they are from the same country as well. Like,
but I like his mentality. What he said in the thing, I like him a lot. Good character.
I'm just curious how that's gonna work out. It could be like Jem said, 2.0 Lukaku in a way. He could be.
No. Lukaku. What I heard from Lukaku is, he's got a first touch. Man's lost weight. He can dribble. He could do.
He ain't fat.
Yeah,
He did gain a little bit when he was injured for a month and a half, but I think that's normal.
we're in 2022 and he's still doing step overs. He needs to stop that, man.
Wait, can you guys hear feedback now? Or?
No?
No, I don't think so. Yeah, well, you're good. You're good, Hassan.
Oh yeah, because I was gonna say that if you're gonna expect Nunes to link up, just don't expect it. Because I've seen his per night stat, my 53% passing rate.
But you don't think? I mean, he's still young. How old is Darwin
22,
Nunez?
I think.
He's turning 23. Like,
You don't think he can develop that kind of a game?
He can develop, yes.
Yeah, I
He's a
mean,
bit-
I don't
I wouldn't-
know.
I mean,
look at
because
that
he's young, we're
passing
gonna allow it, but we're gonna have to wait and see.
that
But
It's
passing
like
don't
us with Kai
expect him
Havertz.
to
We're
link up.
being patient with Kai Havertz.
Yeah, the passing stat is you need to put into context. Benfica don't even play to Nunes' strength. Like they play like some weird. They play like some Burnley type football. So when they hoof the ball long up to the pitch, Nunes is up there by himself. So most of the time he needs support. So he has to obviously make that impossible pass. Hence why his pass completion is lower. But saying that, it's not. It's similar to Haaland's. So if people saying Haaland is all this big signing, he's joined City and they're going to win the league in 10 years, and apply the same logic
Yeah.
for Nunes. You can't just have it both ways. And Nunes, his conversion rate is better than Haaland's, Lewandowski's, and I think
You
Benjamin's.
know, with Haaland, that's a risky move as well, in a way, because he's getting a lot of injuries this season, and yeah, he needs a lot of chances.
But
Well, in all fairness, he is going to
Haaland-
get a lot of chances, so.
Haaland does score goals though, even though he's injured. He's a
So
bit
was
like
Timo
Costa.
Werner.
Remember the time when Costa used to get like suspended and stuff,
Yeah,
but
but
he still
Costa-
used to score.
But Costa could do it literally in the Spanish league, La Liga.
Not to throw shade at Chris, but Timo Werner also used to score a lot of goals in the Bundesliga until he came to the English Premier
Do you
League.
know, I
So
saw a stat, yeah. Haaland's best goal scoring season in Bundesliga is not even better than Timo Werner's.
You sure?
Yeah, Timo Werner has the better goal scoring season than Haaland in the Bundesliga.
Is that like per minute, I'm guessing, right?
Yeah, I think Werner's like 30 something. Haaland's like, I need to double check. I saw it the other day, but Timo Werner.
I'm
was like-
laughing. I'm laughing because I feel like Velvet is just giving Chris more ammo for his Timo Werner.
No,
front.
like in all fairness, like
He's like,
Timo.
"Ooh, I didn't know this. Oh,
Like,
okay.
I'm not like, you know, like I am shameless. I know, but I am shameless of it. But I think Timo has to move on, and I'm hoping he goes to a team like Bayern Munich because that's what.
Wait,
Okay.
did you just say Timo needed to move on?
Yeah, well, yeah, because obviously we need to move on. Like it's been.
You just confirmed it?
Okay.
I
Okay.
don't think Bayern because man,
He will suit that team.
but they're
I
getting
think-
money.
It's either Bayern Munich or Dortmund, but like he suits the German league. He can play in Champions League football. He's got 4 goals in 5 games or 3 goals in 4 games. I think it's 4 goals in 5 games this season in the Champions League. He does score goals in the Champions League, even last season.
I could see him going to Dortmund.
He does well. He does well. He would do well.
Dortmund would be better because
They
obviously
just got
Haaland's
rid of the
got-
striker, right?
You know what? I guarantee you this: if he goes to Bayern Munich, I reckon in a couple years' time, people will call him world class.
Yeah,
I know
but-
you go for. Okay, who are you? You like, what's his name, right? Okay.
Hey,
No,
that's
but
3
like,
for you, bro, today.
Okay.
you,
he will
you're
score a
saying
bunch-
some really like courageous stuff here, man. You're saying some
because-
bold things.
No, because he does well in Bundesliga. He'll score like 30 goals in there, right? And
Fair
then he'll
enough,
score
okay.
like a lot of goals in the Champions League for him as well. He'll score
No,
a
here's
few.
the bit. If he goes Dortmund and helps win Dortmund the Bundesliga since
Oh God, yeah.
been there, then yeah, you can obviously argue he's world class.
It's just he doesn't suit the Premier League. I just don't think he suits it, and it's not him.
He doesn't suit it because he's not technical enough. He's a running behind, like inside forward
Yeah.
one. He's a bit like.
But Lukaku isn't
basically-
got a lot of ability himself either, but he's a
No,
Great goal scorer.
he's a Serie A Bundesliga type of player, man. I've always said he'll kill it there. Same with Tommy. I've always said them two are similar, man, in terms of players.
It's
I
not
still
because,
like the type of player he is, but
It's not because players are bad.
I
it's
said
just-
similar, Marshall. Not one's better than the other.
I want to let Velvet talk, but I don't know about similar. Oh, yeah, Velvet
Wait,
what
who's
you gonna say?
similar?
bro?
I didn't hear it. Wait,
I
who's
said
similar?
Tommy and
he said-
Lukaku.
Oh, I thought you said Tammy and Timo. I was like, I don't
No,
know
no,
about
no,
that
no.
one, bro. I was ready
Yeah,
to give you
because
one of these. Anyways,
Junior soundtrack.
the
We
Syria
move.
will give you space.
What'd you say?
Yeah, Syria will give you tons of space, so hence why
hmm
Tammy is on the goal scoring form there. And he's a typical Jose Mourinho striker. Like
Yeah.
he's gonna kill it there. It's just like
Yeah.
certain players are not so like if you look at Coutinho, even though he got some like decent if you look at like his stats at
You couldn't do
Arsenal,
in the
it's
La
not
Liga,
that
though.
bad. Like but he's not like he didn't live
He
up to
didn't
the
do that well, though, as we expected.
That
Though.
that system was suited to Messi, man. Like you had to play to Messi. If you can't, you struggle.
because
I
Nah,
feel
he just
bad
didn't
for
do that
him.
well.
Because
I
Neymar
don't
was
feel bad.
literally
He's a
telling him
Liverpool
to
player.
join.
yeah, he went to Bayern, did decent, but obviously he's not gonna go over Gnabry. He was like that time he was on smoke that season. Obviously he's not gonna get there. So, but he's done his thing. He got his Champions League.
Yeah, he's
somehow.
won everything, man. He won the sextuple, man.
He
He's
won
won
the
everything.
I was going to say as well of Timo. If we do sell Timo for like 30, 40 million, that can cover for pretty much Gabriel Jesus as well. Almost to it.
I don't
So
think Jesus will be. Here's the thing, Chris.
He
Where do
does-
you want Jesus to play?
right wing or left wing, one of the two.
Okay, maybe that's
agree.
good.
I don't want a lone striker because he doesn't suit that to me. I seen
Yeah.
him play lone striker for City. They tried it and then they moved him back to the wide because he's a better wide player. And that's
Yeah.
how I see him as a wide. Before he went to City, he was a winger as well. Like he wasn't a striker. He isn't a striker, and it's just something. Yeah, like he got
It's
pushed
serious.
into.
Ever since that Brazil World Cup, everyone knew he's not a striker.
Who'd you say?
Yeah, ever since that World Cup,
Yeah.
it was when he was a number 9 for Brazil up top. That never
I
worked.
think Kai Havertz is gonna be our striker, and he needs to up his like being more clinical. He needs to be a bit more clinical, more involved as well. Sometimes he does ghost.
I don't think you put him as a
More
number 9.
consistent.
Play him as like a
And-
shadow striker. I think a shadow striker will do him glory.
It's just we're struggling to find like an actual proper striker. So
And I feel bad
I-
for you guys because your recruitment, like in the past few years, has been terrible. Like obviously,
Yeah.
barring the Thiago Silva.
we found some
Havertz-
good players like Ben Chilwell. That was a good signing.
Yeah, I'm 50-50
Was it
with
though?
Yeah, of course it was. Why wasn't it?
Okay. I mean,
Tell me
No,
why.
Chilwell was top 2 if you exclude Robertson, right? Like no one can really chat to Chilwell in terms of
Ben
left
Chilwell
backs.
is that-
Like
I'm
in
not
the
saying
league.
it's Ben Robson, but he's definitely the second
No,
best
no.
left back in the
He's
Premier League.
definitely
For me,
with
he
Ben
was.
Chilwell, yeah. He's those players that in few games he'll go a good run of form, but in the rest of the season he won't turn up. And I saw this. He did this at Leicester as well. In the early parts
No.
of the season, he was killing it, but then after
No,
that,
no. Oh, are you on about the season where he was adjusting to the wing back role? Because that's different.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
If
he's on
you're
about
looking
that
at
period.
Come on.
obviously that, but I'm talking about Leicester days as well because he did it for Leicester as well. He
Oh
always
no,
turned
no,
up.
no! When he was linked to Chelsea, his head was gone, and that was in like January time when Lampard was there. He wanted Chilwell badly, and obviously his
Listen.
head was gone at that time.
And that
Listen.
Champions League run, he was amazing.
But still, there's no
This-
evidence. Like,
this is what I'll say about Ben Chilwell. And you guys can agree, you can disagree. I think Chilwell has yet to prove his worth. Like his Chilwell has yet to prove his worth simply because we had the one season we had him under Lampard where it was disastrous under Lampard. And then he
He's
took
okay
some
for some.
time. He took some time to adjust to the wing back position. Defensively, he was a little sloppy, but it was definitely better than Alonso and Emerson put together. I'll give him that. This season, he's been injured for most of it. So he hasn't
Hey,
had like
Marshall,
Look how
we're
many
gonna have
goals
to
and- look-
we're
no,
gonna have
no.
to agree to disagree on that.
I'm just saying that he has yet to really prove his worth yet. Now, next season, if he stays healthy and he plays like he was playing when he was in the beginning of the season, when he really started to dominate and earn his spot back as a wing back, mind you guys, for a while, Marcos Alonso, or at least Tuchel, thought that Marcos Alonso was a better wing back than Chilwell, until Chilwell, took his spot
he had
back
to
and
have
then he got
time off.
injured.
No, he had to have time off. Apparently, there's something going on. And
I don't know,
and he,
but
yeah. And by the way, he only played 500 minutes in the Premier League this season with 3 goals and 1 assist. That's quite good. You're
okay,
mute,
I mean,
think. Oh no, you're not.
No, I'm not mute. I'm just, I'm reluctant to say that Chilwell has been a good signing because I haven't seen enough of him at the top of his game to say he's been a good
What
signing
about the
so
Champions
far.
League, Van? You don't think
No,
he's top?
he was great. He was great,
Very
but
good.
that you could also like easily sum that up to like he has his moments because
listen.
even this season when
Have you really
he's-
seen him
he's-
have like a howler or nothing?
Yes, even this season when he played for us, he gave up a penalty. Remember, he gave up a
Oh, that
penalty.
Come on, bro. That happens to
Dude,
anyone.
I don't. No. Has that happened to Reese this season?
Yes.
This. I mean, not
Yes,
for
this
Chelsea,
season
no.
against Liverpool.
Actually, yeah, against Liverpool. I forgot
Okay.
about that.
You ate your words there.
Okay, but that was controversial.
It was
When
a
Chilwell-
handball.
It was controversial though. It was controversial because we were like, did he do it intentionally? Was the
Okay,
ball
it
hit
wasn't a
right
red.
at
It
him?
wasn't a red. It
And
wasn't a
all
red.
that. Okay, yeah, and that too. Was it a red or not?
But it was
Like,
it was a penalty. It was a penalty. that he handballed it.
It was a penalty. I'll give you that. But with Chilwell, it was like clear mistakes, getting beaten by attacker, and he has to foul him. Like, you know, there have been mistakes in Chilwell's game. Don't get me wrong. He's not the perfect. Like, I still would rather have Robertson than Chilwell,
Well, yeah.
but that's because Robertson is probably the best left back
Yeah,
in the league. I'll
but
probably say
Marshall,
that.
Oh, yeah,
like,
he is.
I think Velvishan can even say that Robertson has been a lot shaky quite recently.
I think that's him to the tiredness. Like if he's been knackered, but he needs a rest.
Yeah, I was gonna say too that I feel like with Robertson, he didn't have like a terrible season, but he was a little bit of a. It took
should
him a
look at
little bit
Thiago
to
Silva's
like warm
minutes
up to
played.
it.
Yeah, but even if it's like poor season, 3 goals and 10 assists.
You
in the
say he's
Premier
getting
League.
tired.
Mm.
You should look how we're like playing Thiago Silva. He literally played for international, and like the next day he played
I
for
think that's
Chelsea.
the problem as well. Thiago Silva should never been playing this much games this season.
No, it's
That's
not
true.
fair on him.
And
But-
I had to give him credit for that because when I say
He's so
people
good.
say, I think he's been better than Rudiger this season. I don't
Yeah,
see the
I
Rudiger.
would
No,
say.
I agree.
Rudiger.
I agree.
Not by much, but I say yeah, he's been better than Rudiger.
I
This
was
season
low
as a
key
whole.
hoping you would say better than Van Dijk, but it's okay. We'll
Nah,
forgive
he's been
you.
better than Van Dijk this season. Van
think
Dijk's just
first-
been getting used to it.
First half Silva, second half Van Dijk has been on smoke.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
Maybe
Second
not
half-
Champions League final.
Second half of the
though,
season, we
because,
definitely started to capitulate a lot more goals, so I'll give him that 100%.
Oh no, we didn't play Van Dijk. I think Van Dijk got injured that game, so he didn't play the last 3 games.
3 games of
But-
what?
Where we were conceding first goal in the first 3 minutes. Like
Ah.
Alisson, we could have equaled Petr Cech's clean sheets, but we somehow was like, yeah, let's just concede 3 goals.
Czech's
It's-
never gonna get broken.
Only Alisson's has been close.
Yeah. I think De Gea was close at a point.
I think 18 he got his max. I'm not sure. Probably.
Yeah.
You know, this is kind of off topic, but De Gea has revived his career, in my opinion.
Just a little.
Just a little, because last season he looked like done and washed up, and that his any chance of him goalkeeping for Spain were going out the window.
I've
But I
clocked
think
it with
this
De Gea, by
season-
the way.
What'd you do with De Gea?
I've clocked it with De Gea. I've watched him all these years, and I know I'm not taking it away from him because like he's world class at what he does. But like when he doesn't have a whole lot of shots at him, he doesn't lack the concentration. I don't think he lets like sloppy goals. But when he has like he's like on his toes like most of the game and stuff and making saves and moving around, I think he's better that way. Because
I
you
think
look at
it's-
Spain, he doesn't get so many shots and he makes howlers for them as well.
No,
I think
but
he
I think
likes
it's
it.
down to the defense. Like I always apply
When
to
he had
the
a good
same
defense,
logic.
he looks worse.
No, I still don't rate that Spain defense in the World Cup because
Yeah, but he didn't have a lot of shots though. So
no, but it's difficult. I think that day it is obviously an anomaly because De Gea was because back then he had a very good season, so probably that tournament just like messed up with his head. But overall, I applied the same logic for Hugo Lloris, where these goalkeepers are very good, but people look like they're bad because of how many goals they conceded. But reality is the defense that's been letting them down.
talking about goalkeepers anyway, we might be getting rid of Kepa by the looks of it because we're signing another keeper, aren't we?
Well, that's the thing. We do need to get rid of a lot of players to free up a lot of more money. Kepa's on high wages, and I was going to say this about Timo earlier. I think as much as look, personally me, I don't necessarily want to get rid of Timo. I think he does a lot for the team. Like,
he's just on high wages.
All banter aside, Chris, like, I think Timo is a pretty solid Chelsea player. I'm gonna get flack for this, but I think he's a solid Chelsea player. I think a lot of what I think the biggest thing with Timo is that people have expectations, striker expectations, for someone who hasn't been doing good on a striker position, but he's been doing a lot better from a cam position, from a left attack, left forward position, which, look, top assists last season and this season has contributed a decent amount in a lot of games as well. It just hasn't played that many games because he doesn't score, which even this season, I think his scoring ability has improved slightly than the last season. I'm not opposed to getting rid of Timo because I feel like he does offer a lot to the team when he does play. And there was a time when he had a streak of games where he was looking absolutely solid, and we were saying that he should stay in the starting lineup with Lukaku or with Havertz. He looked good, but his game dipped a little. And again, we have a hard time forgiving players for making howlers, like missing a goal on the line or stuff like that, which, again, it shouldn't happen, but it is what it is. I'm more so okay with sending out Pulisic because Pulisic has had multiple seasons at the club already. He's injury prone. He's not reliable in the sense of, like, you know, being able to show up for the team, not being injured, staying healthy and such. And I don't know. It's just I don't see as much oomph and input and output from Pulisic as I do Timo on his days. And then Callum Hudson-Odoi is another one that I'm like, we could probably just loan him out because at this point he's had so much time. I don't know about selling him.
It's just pure injury, and I don't know. Like I liked him when he first came to the scene to Chelsea when he's 17 years old and he looked promising. He looked explosive. He's doing well in Europa League, but then that injury came and it ruined him. It really ruined him, I thought. And with the Timo thing, we need to try. I don't know. If we wanted to keep him, maybe try to lower his wage because he shouldn't be on 270. But it's what it is, isn't it? Like the contract's the contract, but I would lower the contract, and I think people will be okay with him then. Like, say if he's on 120, 140, I don't think people will really care for him that much as a rotational player.
We're still talking about Callum, right?
No, it's on about Timo afterwards.
Okay. I mean, yeah, and that's the thing about Timo is the issue is the contract price and all that, and finding a club that would willing to pay those wages is hard. I get it, but I mean, we also have Callum Hudson-Odoi that's on high wages for what he's been outputting. He's another player that I think, look, I'm not going to say he's done nothing, but he's not done enough for me to justify keeping him in the team, keeping him on the wage cycle, and keep giving him opportunity after opportunity. Yes, he had a good run of games. Was it December time? Was it throughout the Christmas time?
He's still only got 4 goals in the Premier League his whole life.
That's another thing too. 4 goals in the Premier League his whole career is a little.
Yep.
I don't know. I don't know if that's true, but if that is true, that's not very convincing. I'm not gonna lie. So Callum is another one that I'm willing to loan. I mean, I don't know, Velvishon, if you agree, or if you. I don't know. How do you feel about Timo? Do you think that he's as bad as people say?
I think he's a good player. Just need the right system for him.
All right, fair enough.
I think I wanted Timo Werner at Liverpool.
Yeah, he would have suited you.
I think he would have suited you guys really good.
Yeah, I think Chelsea, I think it's down to he should have waited. He obviously went to Chelsea.
It's weird though because you guys wouldn't pay them money 40-something million.
I know, we told him to wait a bit, but he was like, "No, I want that move," so he just went to Chelsea.
By the way, Marshall Hudson-Odoi has only got 4 goals in the Premier League in his whole life. I've just looked. I thought it was. That's low.
How many appearances?
How many assists?
How many
Appearances.
Oh, 72 games.
Mad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we all know he's had to work on that, and he's slightly improved it. And I say that with a big question mark because I don't know if he really has. He hasn't played enough for me to say oh, he's improved his finishing. You know what stands out You know what's Hudson Odoi. You know what stands out like a sore thumb to me right now, Chris, is that game that pretty much decided the Premier League for us, which was the Brighton game in December, where he was 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper, and he decided to try to pass it to Mason and completely bottled it. And it just goes to show, like, this kid, I don't know if he's the guy. I really don't know if he's the guy.
You know what? I think about it as well. He's got 4 goals in his whole career at Chelsea. Reece James had like right wing back his whole career. Not whole career, but this season getting injured a lot has still scored 1 more on him. That's just bad. Our attack is just... It's stormtroopers. It's literally stormtroopers. It's the one problem with our attack. We just can't shoot to save our lives. Even this season where we had the Burnley, the Everton, and the Man United game, 20 plus shots in each one. 1 goal each. 1.
But, okay, we've been talking about the attack. Let me just bring it back to the midfield. Do you feel, Chris, that if we don't get Declan Rice, we can still make do? And I'll ask you guys in the chat as well.
You mean make do?
Make do, as in, like, still do decently with whatever we have, with Billy Gilmore, with Ampadu.
Do you mean, like, stay in top 4? Like that? Like,
stay in top 4.
Yeah, because if we obviously, I will say, like, improve defense and attack. Well, not improve, but like keep defense solid, and maybe improve attack. Maybe, hopefully, just hoping. And we have Jorginho. I would have as our main 2 like 6s next season if we don't sign any midfielders. Jorginho and Kovacic. Those 2 are my 2 primary midfielders, and I think we would get top 4 if they stay fit for 100%. And
the thing is, they're not gonna stay fit though, right?
Well, it's not like they got injuries before that season, like this.
And also keep in mind, now we're in a top 4 race with Tottenham. Like now it's serious, and we don't know how United's gonna play. We don't know how Arsenal are gonna come out because they've improved. Okay, fair enough. But like with United, with Ten Hag, now the manager. I don't know how well they're going to improve. Also, who are they in for in the DM? Are they in for De Jong, or are there someone else now in the mix?
They said in for De Jong, but who knows?
It's a tricky one because
they're just watching.
Yeah, I feel like they're wasting too much time on the De Jong. If they get him, then there's a good
They're
signing,
making less. They're making less movement in Chelsea in this transfer right now. They're making less movement than us, so they must be more worried.
They already failed him because Ten Hag wanted Nunes, but obviously we got him, and obviously Ten Hag is not happy about that. So obviously he wants another signing to come in.
Interesting, United want him as well. So maybe these obviously because like football clubs and what they do have more knowledge than us. Like we're just here like looking from the outside world. So it is interesting. Another club wanted him.
What Ray's saying here is a good point, though, and this is again goes back to what we were talking about before. Now it's Spurs and their signings is what are worrying me. And
what do you mean to win though? Win what? The Premier League?
Spurs sending players to win now. I think he might be meaning the Premier League, or at least
comment say Premier League. I'm very curious what you mean by
just
that.
go for the Carabao Cup or FA Cup.
Yeah, if it's for like a Carabao Cup, I understand, but the Premier League, no.
I mean, I'm not gonna go out and say that Spurs can compete for the Prem because I feel like they still need to reinforce in that defense. I don't think Romero is enough. But
they got voted on. They're Welsh international.
That attack is gonna be, and Velvishon, no offense, that attack is gonna be competing with Liverpool's attack. I guarantee it.
Yeah, they're losing money as well. So
let's see.
We're gonna have to see because they have signed a new attacker. They're gonna lose their attacker.
As things stands, yes, because Spurs got 2 forwards that have 20 plus goals in them.
And they
we
got
lost our 20
attacker.
plus goal player, so we only have Salah. Obviously, Nunes scored 30 goals.
The other winger they have is pretty good. Who looks good as well.
Luis Diaz. I still need improvements from him. Like he does everything correct, but he just needs to make those correct decisions at the time.
He'll definitely improve. He's only had for having only a half season with the team. and being this impactful, I think he will improve 100%.
He's got like 8 goals and 5 assists.
Who?
Luis Diaz.
Yeah, he looks good. Very,
Yeah,
very
I'm-
talented by the looks of him as well. I've seen him play a few times. He looks really good, I can't lie. He tore us apart as well. I'm pretty sure he's the one who tore us apart when we went 2-0 down.
He had you on the ropes, and I wish he scored that, man.
Yeah. Yeah, his finishing lacked. I thought, yeah, that was it. His finishing lacked in that game, but he was tearing us apart, I can't lie.
But the good thing is we have the pre-season now, so you can work on that on the clock.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I thought maybe Lukaku might have his pre-season under Chelsea, but I guess not. He might have it into.
You can possibly let him play against what's your pre-season fixture?
Bro, this season, that 100 million transfers a pre-season for him, for Inter.
Just let him to Inter up to the end of the window, just bring him back.
The Pau Torres, I'm not 100% sure on him, but like,
Yeah.
he could be good.
I rate Pau Torres.
Yeah, he looks alright.
I think he is solid, especially, I mean, the way Valencia played against you guys in the Champions League, I really thought they had a chance. I really thought they had a chance to turn it around, just like Chelsea, and then you guys just woke up, and Real Madrid also woke up, so it was like the opposite of us. The Spanish team woke up against us, and then the English team woke up against the Spanish team.
Real Madrid will go out of the group stages next season.
That is a very unpopular opinion, but you know what?
Speaking of Champions League, right, we may get Inter in our pot, in our group.
Oh, lovely. That'll be fun.
Imagine that, though.
Tomorrow we've got the Premier League fixtures announced.
I'm not too bothered about Premier League fixture.
That'll be interesting to fucking
I
check out.
thought they'd do that in July time. I didn't know they're going to do it this quick. They normally do it like a month before it starts.
We're already midway through June, so I mean, maybe
they
next
always
week.
do this. I remember I was always at school where I just pop on my phone just to see the fixtures. So,
Right, we got another guest on. Awash, what's going on, my friend? How are you? Awash, are you there, Ben?
He's probably showing his mic.
Yeah.
All right. We'll keep you backstage. You just give us a message when you're ready, brother. Sort out your mic situation. But what was I going on about? Oh yeah. So Hassan, I'll ask you, man. If we don't get Rice, if we don't get Sangare, how do you feel Chelsea will fare with Gilmore, Ampadu, Ruben Loftus-Cheek? And Gallagher still in the squad, on top of Conte, Jorginho, and Kovacic, assuming we don't get rid of any of them.
And this is a sticky situation because I think, Marshall, when it came to transfer news, we've always said, I think we have to sell before we buy. We have to get rid. And I think of all of them, I think it's between Gilmore, Ampadu, and it was between one of them two. I think one of them may stay. I think Loftus-Cheek is a bit of a weird one because I don't think Tuchel would mind keeping him, but I think he preferably wants to get rid of all of them. But I think of all of them, I think Gallagher's probably going to survive out of the whole Loftus-Cheek and youth lot. And as long as we get the right profile of DM and the right profile of 8, I think I'm not bothered who it is as long as they can do a job. He doesn't need to have a fancy name. He doesn't need to be Brazilian with text. As long as he can do that job and transition quickly from defense to attack,
to buy anyway.
Then yeah, I think we would do fine. But if we keep all of them players, it's gonna be a disastrous season. Because you're going to have a lot of unhappy players and it's just going to be chaos in the dressing room. You've seen how it is with the same core group of players that always throw the managers under the bus.
Core, it's not like the same as Eden Hazard, Willian.
It's been the same core group of players for the last 5 years, man.
Yeah, but the last, under Jose, when he got completely thrown under the bus with Costa, Hazard, John Terry, Willian,
Sarri, Conte, Lampard, all three were thrown.
Well, did we really throw under Sarri? Because we got top 3 in 1 Europa League. What did we really throw under the bus for him? He just left because he had that little issue of Kepa. He had a little moment with the Kepa and maybe Higuain with David Luiz, but that happens in football. I don't think they like threw Sarri under the bus. Maybe Conte a little bit, because Conte was kind of like losing it, but like, and Lampard just basically chatting shit in front of the press about our players. So, maybe they lost respect. I don't know, but like, it's not as bad as it used to be. I don't think. And these new players, like, I don't think they would like throw Tuchel under the bus, even if it went wrong, unless he's like basically calling them out on like press conferences and stuff, and basically saying they're doing this and that and the other.
Even though Tuchel did do that at one point. What game was it?
Yeah, but they do like.
Oh, it was after the Real Madrid game, the first leg.
What did he say?
Remember, he was like, "We just didn't play well."
Oh, yeah, but that's true.
Like that.
But he didn't like point. I don't think he ever pointed out separate people ever.
Yeah,
like Lampard has.
Fair enough. Yeah, Lampard was blaming a lot of it.
And Lampard was throwing players under Rudiger as well, and David Luiz he threw out.
I mean, it's funny that the players that he was throwing under the bus were the ones that used to throw this. It was the same core toxic players, man.
Yeah.
Lampard's doing what AVB did pretty much, throwing out the older players.
Awash.
Yeah, but the ones that he was throwing out were the toxic ones.
Yeah, Awash, how you doing, my friend? What are you saying, my man?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you now.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, I'm doing good.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, did you have anything to say about what we're talking about? Do you have an opinion you want to share? Let us know, man.
So many opinions, man. I'm not so keen on Kounde because he's just 5'11". He's very short, I think. That is number one.
Wait, you're not hyped about? What do you mean? Like you don't want him?
No, he's just 5'11". What he's gonna do in the Premier League?
So you talk about the uncertainty.
Yeah, I think so.
I honestly think he'd be good because he can pass it. He can defend, and his height isn't a problem because I've seen him jump up, and it's got that Ronaldo jump. He has got that type of Ronaldo jump. He jumps up.
I've heard a lot of people, because of his height, I've heard a lot of people have, not discrepancies, but a little hesitancy because of his height. But people also said that his aerial game, if we look up the stats, which I'm not going to do right now, but
you don't need to look at stats. Just look at his jumping and watch him jump.
I'm going to watch a compilation of Kounde jumping. Yeah, I'll definitely
if you haven't seen him jump, I haven't watched him do that compilation. I've seen him jump. I've seen him win headers and all that stuff. So, and he outbeats 6'2" people in the air, and he's 5'11".
I mean, okay. Well, let me ask. Go ahead and watch.
He has not faced someone like Weghorst or something like that. Erling Haaland, he cannot do errors in those.
How do you know?
I mean, those players are pretty big, Chris.
They're pretty big. They are pretty big, but literally, sorry?
His jump is very good, but he cannot match 6'2", 6'3" guys. Erling Haaland is 6'3".
Yeah, he's 6'3". I've seen Kounde out-jump people 6'2" to 6'4" in La Liga. He's got one of the best aerials in La Liga.
Yeah, he's very good aerially, but I think all-round defender Margoy is better, man. And we sold him just for 20 million last summer. We are just so idiot.
Who's better than Kounde, you say?
Goy.
Gehi. I don't know, man.
Not for me, sorry.
Gehi is a weird one, right? Because he went off. I haven't watched him enough at Crystal Palace, but according to everyone else, he's had a really spectacular season at Crystal Palace. He's now a captain. He's been a great signing for them. I get with Kounde, but I get where Awash is coming from, and especially now because he's injured and Didier Deschamps, of course, the genius that Didier Deschamps
How
is.
How serious is that injury, though?
Okay, so what I've heard is that with the injury he has, he's going to get surgery on it in the next coming days, and he should recover. He should be recovered by the time preseason starts. But that already is kind of for me whoa, that one's a scary one for me. But the thing is, though, Awash, I'll give you this, man. I know where the hesitancy comes from, and yeah, we don't know how players from other leagues are gonna play when they come here. It's always different when you come to the Premier League. Defense, for the most part, is pretty consistent. That's not really an issue when it comes from one league to the other. But what I'll say is this: I think with Kounde, what helps him a lot is the fact that he wants to play for us. I think what's really been fucking us in the ass lately is the fact that we'll sign players that rather be at other clubs, rather be doing other shit, and they just don't give they don't give their all when they play. Look at Alonso. Alonso half-asses a lot of stuff on the team. Yeah, he's performed decently from time to time, but I think he wanted to go to Barcelona since the moment that he heard that he could. And ever since then, he kind of checked out. Christensen checked out after a while, too. Rudiger, professional. He wanted to be at Chelsea. You could see that he wanted to be at Chelsea, even at the end of the season where he was already linked with Real Madrid, basically. You know, having those players that want to play for the club makes a big difference, I think, man. It makes the focus a lot better. Romelu Lukaku is the biggest example of it. So any player, most players that want to play for the club, I'll take it 100%. And if they're good quality, if they're Chelsea level, which I think Kounde can be Chelsea level, I'm not gonna argue it, man. I think they'll do great. And you know what, Awash, you got to take into consideration. We still have Aspie possibly for another year, and Thiago Silva to really like train him and make him be a good fit to the club. And if we get Koulibaly, which still a rumor, that's more experience to really put under his take him under his wing, you know?
Yeah,
but
Go ahead, Wash.
anybody of you have watched Colville this season?
Sorry, I didn't get that.
So one more time, Wash.
Have you watched Levi Colville this season for Huddersfield?
Hassan or Chris, did you guys watch Levi Colwell at all?
I've
only heard he's-
I've watched him quite a bit. It's actually quite decent. Championship
when you
wise,
say
he's
Colwell,
a lot.
when you say Colwell, to me he should not be like automatically starting for Chelsea. He should be a
don't
player
think
on
so
the
either.
bench and work his way in. If he's good
Good
enough
choice
to
at
play
best.
and start, yeah. Cause
I watched
This is the
his
shitty
hype.
part.
I watched hype of his games, man. He's better than Chalobah, man.
he's better than Chalobah.
Yeah.
Well, I think we have to see that because Chalobah, I think he's had a good season. Like he's had his little moments, like fouling a couple of times in the box, but like he's had his moments for sure. But like I think Chalobah's had a good season. So if he's better than that, then it's good for Chelsea. What'd you say?
What's that, Robbie?
Yeah, I don't want him to start, but he's better than some of the defenders who are linked. Man.
Velvet, what were you
We
saying,
are
brother?
so
Chalobah should not be your starting centre back next season.
I agree.
I agree with that.
He
Yeah,
should be a
I
backup,
agree.
a rotational player.
But here's the thing, like, in the Wash, I'll ask you this, man. Do you think that Levi Colwell will be happy to sit on a Chelsea bench? Because he's not going to start.
if we play back three, make him the fourth choice. I think he's good enough to be fourth choice, man.
I mean, that's not bad. If he's happy with that, then and he's willing, because that's the problem we have with the youth, right? It's the problem we had with Gahey, probably. It's the problem we had with Livramento, Lamptey. Lamptey was a little different, but he was competing with Reece James. But the consistent problem that we have with the youth is that if they don't play, they want to go somewhere else to play, to be a starter. And Levi Colwell has now had the taste of starting for Nottingham Forest, right? Is that the team, guys? Forest? He's played for Forest?
Yeah.
Oh,
Huddersfield.
Huddersfield, okay. So he's had the taste of starting game after game, being in that starting 11. Is he gonna be okay settling for bench player for Chelsea? And if he's not going to be okay with that, then is he going to
As
want to
long
leave?
as we guarantee
if-
him some kind of game time as well as watching football, it could. It just
That's
depends,
the
though.
thing too.
I think
I don't want to guarantee him game time
think
if he's not good enough.
if he gets an offer from Nottingham Forest to play regular, I think he'll take that instead. It's just depending.
Yeah.
Can I interrupt?
Go
Can I
ahead, Awash.
just- Yeah, you were talking about Goy game time, man. He didn't even have preseason last year. He was sold on the second day of preseason. Why don't you keep going for some days of preseason, man? If he was for 15-20 days, he would have stayed ahead of Chalaba, and if he had started instead of Christensen in the Real Madrid match first leg, we wouldn't have considered that first goal, man. Christensen was so poor in that Real Madrid first leg. Vinicius killed him, man.
He was born at Real
Guy wouldn't have been beaten by Vinicius like Christensen.
I think AC's head was in a different place at that point though, and his mind kind of fucked off to like Barcelona.
Yeah.
And that's why he got benched as well, like later on.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think this is what I think, and we'll end the stream on this one. I think, and this is what I hope is going to happen. Now that Tuchel per se is in charge of transfers, I hope that Tuchel also has an opportunity to properly have a preseason with these players, properly scout them out, properly get a chance with them. We still have, Sturridge. No, not Sturridge. Who's the one that played for us in preseason a lot on the right back?
Sterling.
It was Sterling, right?
Sterling.
Yeah, Dijon Sterling. Dijon Sterling was the one that looked promising that Tuchel put him in a position that he actually looked decent in. He's one of the players that I want to see a little bit more. We want to see what happens with... why am I forgetting? Broja, thank you. Thank you, Brain, for working. Broja's another one that I want to see more of, see what Tuchel thinks of him. Give him the players so that he hasn't...
Ever got offered 40 million?
Listen, real Chris. You need to stop asking me really hard questions for players that I really like.
40 to 50 million. You say if you see that
I don't know because
a guy who scored 6 goals in the league.
Listen, I like Broja. He's playing for Southampton. It's a tough team to play and be good in. So
you're saying teams in smaller teams can't score goals?
He didn't play much, did he?
Yeah, he played like 3 games.
He played a lot, but like, can you really expect him to score a lot of goals when your partner is Che Adams or Armstrong?
Yeah, be the main guy.
Chris.
Be the main guy.
That Danny's got 20 goals with Che Adams. So.
Yeah.
Now, to be honest, it's Broja's first season, but what I saw from his overall play is very good.
Let me agenda, man, all right?
That's what I'm saying. See, this is to me. I think this is a respectable price. If I saw 40 to 50 million, I'm taking it.
You're not wrong. I'd be upset because I see a lot of
most
potential
Chelsea
in
fans, take 100 million for Mason Mount.
Yeah. I would
there's
have a
only
problem
50
with
million more, and Mason Mount, he's our most consistent attacker. He's been our most consistent attacker this season.
I'll take that. But my point being, back to what I said about Tuchel. I hope Tuchel gets enough time to actually test out these players in positions that he wants to test them out in, actually get a feel for them, and then be able to decide, okay, look, I don't have plans for you. I need you to go on a loan, play more time, start, hone your craft, and then come back to the team, because I do see potential for you in the future, like he said with Gilmore, like he said with maybe Ampadu and all these players, and then go from there. But let's see what Tuchel says about Levi Colwill. Let's see what happens with Chalaba if he ends up being one of the starters, which I agree with Elvishan, I agree with Chris, I agree with everyone pretty much here that said it. I don't think he should be a starter. And let's see what happens with all these other players too. So, my fingers crossed for Broja. But guys, I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream right here. Thank you everyone who showed up. Awash, Hassan, Velvishan, Chris, thank you for being here with me as well, to the call-in show. This is experimental. We're gonna be trying it maybe once a month to see what you guys are saying, and all the Chelsea things that are happening within the week. We will be back again Sunday at an earlier time. It'll be 5 p.m. UK time, because we will be having a special guest. I'm not going to say who, but you guys will like this one a lot. So definitely come in Sunday, tune in. It's going to be a big show, and I think you guys are really going to enjoy this guest. 5 o'clock UK time. And yeah, we'll see you guys on Sunday then. But make sure you guys subscribe, hit that bell notification so you don't miss that show. Smash the like button. help out the algorithm, interact in the comments. Let us know what you think about everything we discuss here. Your opinions. Send in super thanks, super chat, whatever you guys want to do, and check out the links in the description. But thank you very much, guys, for showing up today, and I'll catch you on Sunday for another awesome Chelsea Unfiltered show. Okay.